Good morning. My name is Vicki Morris, and I am the host and program director for Rise. Thanks for joining us this morning. We've got a great program lined up for you, as we do each and every time we get together. This is Rise, Regional Innovators Sustaining the Ecosystem. Please leave us a comment and tell us your name, your company, and a little bit about what you do. You can leave a comment in the comment section on Facebook or on YouTube and let us know a little bit about your organization. We also want to say a very special thank you to all of our sponsors, but right now in particular, we want to thank ISBA, the Interactive Startup Business Application. We also want to say a very special thank you to the rest of our sponsors and supporting organizations. We want to say thank you to Innovate Huntsville, the Pill Method, I2C, and our newest sponsor, Computer Troubleshooters. And also, we couldn't do the things that go on for Rise without the help and support of the team at Face to Face Marketing. Please be sure to check in on Facebook. Let everyone know that you are joining us for Rise morning virtual event. These are a few pictures of some of our events when we were able to meet in person. Same great atmosphere, same great fun, same amazing connections and collaborations. We're just doing it virtually. Be sure to let everybody know that you're here and that they can join us today and in the future when we have additional events. We hope that you have your beautiful Rise coffee mug. They are available for sale on our website. Simply go to the site, click on the purchase, and you can arrange for a contact-free pickup at our office. Just let us know when you're coming and we'll have it bagged and ready just for you. If you want to take advantage of our special opportunity, buy a mug, snap a picture of yourself holding your mug, post it on social media, tag Rise, and we'll give you and your company a special shout out in our next Morning Brew magazine. We hope that you have taken advantage of the opportunity to introduce yourselves. Since we aren't actually live today, we do want to make sure that you have told us who you are, what your company is, and a little bit about what you do and who you are looking to meet. So drop a line in the comments with your name, your company, and a URL, and we'd love to connect and collaborate with you. If you have not had an opportunity to see our magazine, it's on the website. You can see our current issue and all of our past issues. We have so much fun putting this together, and we are glad we're able to make this available to you. So please go by our website at therisegroupHSV.com and you can see all of our issues of our magazine. Check it out and see where your article could fit. If you've got content you would like to contribute, let us know. We would love to have that as a part of the Morning Brew digital magazine. If you have announcements that are relevant to the entrepreneurial ecosystem here in the local area, in the state, or in the region, please drop a line in the comments, send us a JPEG or an announcement about things that are going on, and we'll be sure to share it in our next broadcast, in our next event. We'll put it in our slide deck, and we'll share it on all of our social media platforms. You can get in touch with us at Rise through Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, beautifully designed website, and of course, our email list. So there are several ways that you can get in contact with us to let us know what you're thinking, if you like what we're doing, if you have suggestions about speakers and events that we can promote and bring to you. We'd love to hear all of that information. Again, my name is Vicki Morris. I'm the host and program director for Rise. Our website, therisegroupHSV.com. Our office is located at 515 Sparkman Drive, and we are there on occasion. If you want to stop by and you want to meet with us, please let us know ahead of time so we can make that arrangement for you. And we are also meeting on Zoom a lot with clients. Our office number is 256-489-0135. Our next event is going to be September 18th, and our speaker is going to be Mary Ellen Judah from Neighborhood Concepts. She is going to be discussing small business funding options through a program that they run at Neighborhood Concepts. Great event, great topic. You definitely don't want to miss that. And now I want to introduce our speaker for today. my friend Cathy Miller. I have known her for a number of years. We've worked together on several occasions, volunteering to do things for her with United Way in their needs assessment, facilitating that discussion for, I believe, 2 or 3 times now. It's a great opportunity to give back to the community and to get to know Cathy. Cathy is a wonderful person to work with, and I am privileged to call her my friend. She has great insights that she's going to share with us about how our small businesses can coordinate and collaborate with United Way in a philanthropic way. She's going to discuss that in a whole new way that those of us who are in small business may not have even thought about putting small business and philanthropy in the same sentence. But Cathy's going to tell us how we can do that and how it can benefit us as small business owners, our employees, and the organizations that are serviced by the United Way. So without further ado, I want to present to you my friend, Cathy Miller, who's doing our presentation for today.
Vicki, it is so great to be with everybody. I missed being at Rise, but I'm kind of coming out of my cocoon of response to need that we had to go into at United Way, and so I'm excited to share some thoughts with you, both as the United Way Community Impact Director and also as a 30-plus year entrepreneur, because we're all, whether we're a nonprofit or for-profit, we're all in business. And so I hope that these things will be valuable to you. So I'm going to share my screen here real quick, and we will get started. So I can keep my post from popping up. There we go. Can you guys see that? Awesome. Awesome. So thriving in, I'm going to move myself off so I can actually see this. Thriving in crisis and beyond. Here, I'm going over here. I may move myself around according to the slides. I was so thoughtful about this opportunity because we are all, I hope, learning so much through this crisis. It's easy to get overwhelmed emotionally by it, but I hope that you are pulling that part of you, allowing that part of you in certain places, but then also moving away from that to protect your business and keep it thriving. And so we're going to be talking about that today. Now, let me see if I can get, oh, I wonder why I can't. I'm going to have to play with that in terms of getting it to move when I want it to. So the first thing I want to do, because I've been learning a lot about self-care, is to ask how you are. And so since we're not live, I can't hear from you in the audience, which is, what I would usually do. But I do want you to reflect on that and talk to somebody, maybe a peer in this group or another networking group or someone, a friend or an associate. Talk about how you are, because verbalizing that is very, very important to continue to function well. And in the world of nonprofit, we have 3 tiers in which we always go through when there is an unexpected crisis, and that's crisis response, recovery, and rebuilding. And since we're almost 7 months, probably a little longer than that, out from the start of our pandemic in our area, then it could be that you're still in crisis response. Just making sure the doors can be open every day, making sure you can make payroll, just those basic things. And that's okay if you're still there. But I want you to be looking up and out pretty quickly, if you're not already doing that, into that recovery area and also into that rebuilding. And I always encourage business people to be having those 3 hats on. You've got to deal with the day-to-day emergencies and necessities, but you also have to take care and long-term plan for your business and be one of those companies that doesn't go under, but rebuilds in the new reality that we're in, because none of us will be able to go back to business the way it was. None of us. And we just have to accept that, and that can be hard sometimes. So, oh, look, I made it go. That's really great. So I love this quote, hope begins in the dark. That's a scary thing, isn't it, guys? I am a bit risk averse and also not risk averse in different parts of me. And I bet that most people out there are in that world. So recognize that it's okay to be scared. I'm reading a book called Do It Scared right now, and I love that because it is a reality of us as human beings that we are going to fear new things. We're going to fear threatening things, but what we do with it and how we fight or flight, so to speak, it makes all the difference in the world. So I have a few key questions to ask, and as usual, I never just want my audience to get whatever I say to them in the 20 minutes or so that I have. I want them to then explore beyond. And so I've given you some links that I will share with Vicki so that she can get those out to you. But here's one of the first key questions to ask. Am I putting people first? That's a business. I don't care what business you're in. You have people. You have staff. You have clients. And we've got to be asking those really important questions. What are they experiencing? And how can my business help them deal with that? And do I have, and I should have underlined the word rational, do I have a rational decision-making tool? And I found a great one that is in, excuse the typo there, First Steps to Crisis Management. I put these in tiny URL. And if you guys don't know that tool, you should use it. Because instead of having a multi-row URL, I was able to cut it way down and customize it so that you could tell what it was by looking at the URL. And so there's just an extra tidbit if you can use that. Also, what is my team's assessment? And there you go, team. Don't do this by yourself. If you are a one-man shop, again, go find those people in RISE, in your other networking groups, in BNI, and wherever you're connected, and help them, get them to help you assess your essential and continued risk. Hopefully you've already done that essential piece, or you wouldn't be in business. But you've got to continue to do that risk assessment. And so there's a beautiful plan called a risk management plan that you can go in, and there's actually a tool in there that can help you assess that. And I love that. So here's the other piece. And I am in my 60s, admittedly. You guys can tell from my face, I'm not quite as young as I used to be. But no matter what age you are, if you're going to thrive and if you're going to be a business in the future, you have got to be flexible and nimble. Now, for United Way, that's a challenge. We're a 77-year-old organization impacting about $5 to $6 million a year in our community. It could feel like the Titanic or a big ship trying to turn, you know, and yet we have had to be nimble. And I'll give you a really good example. When we shut our doors to the public, never stopped working, we went remote in mid-March. We knew that the needs were immediate. People were losing their jobs. People were not being able to go into work. They couldn't make rent and utilities before the stimulus package, before unemployment kicked in. And we knew we had to be ready to help now in those essential areas, or our homeless population would explode. And so we had a fund, thanks to Public Supermarkets Charities, that at that time had about $50,000 in it that we could use for that specific purpose. And our board then said the money we raise around our COVID-19 assistance fund will also go toward those essentials: rent, utilities, transportation, food, pharmacy, you know, medicine, those kind of things. Because that's the work we do all year round. A piece of what we do is work on the essentials. Because if we don't get people stable at that basic level, it's going to be a lot more expensive for the community and for us and for those individuals mentally and physically and financially to come up out of whatever crisis they're in. So that's a great question to ask. Am I embracing flexibility and how nimble? And if you have a hard time with that, you need to find somebody that's a risk taker and talk to them and go through that rational decision making, but be sure that you are looking at how am I going to flex? Because your market is different now, guys. I don't care what business you're in, your market is different. So here's 3 essential mindsets that you need. And this is for-profit, nonprofit. You have to embrace innovation. You don't have a choice. We live in a community of innovation, which is lovely, but it's still scary. and it's still the unknown. So making sure that you do market research and you take time to do that, because your market is different, like I said. You've got to do that. You've got to find out, what do my customers need now that they maybe didn't need before? And is that something I can provide? Or can I use this great network I have and make a friend for this longtime customer by getting them to somebody that can help them, if that's not what my business does? Those building bridges and relationships, that's what it's all about, isn't it, guys? Whatever business you're in, it's about relationships. And then I learned in the early 1980s, I worked for a mentor in a finance company that grew me up in the world of business. His name was Bob Sweat. I'll never forget him. He was such a great leader. He moved a company from being in 2 states to being in 50 during the time I was with him. And he taught me that prior planning prevents poor performance. And that is an old standard, but it's not dead. If you're not planning, if you're just flying by the seat of your pants, a piece of that is important for that nimbleness, but you can't do that 100%. You've got to be doing some planning around, what is my company going to do in the next month, in the next 3 months, in the next 6 months? And it may be short-term planning right now. So the other piece I'm going to do really quickly is I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about philanthropy. Whether your business is just started, whether it's mature like United Way is, I'm going to encourage you to remember community, and I'm going to give you some quick tools on how you can do that. So every business, I don't know if I have space here. I'm going to put myself way over here. Every business in this community needs a strategic give back plan. And why? I can tell you all kinds of reasons from the nonprofit sector, but we don't have time for that. I'm going to tell you why it's important to you. It increases employee morale at a time that might be more fragile than usual. It gives them, because we're human beings and connectivity is a piece of who we are. And so it can really help your employees. You can see here that in this first shot, this is Bancorp South. We love them. And they were a part of our day of action where they collected all kinds of supplies for, in this case, Christmas Charities, one of our partners. And below is also Penny Billings. I just am highlighting Penny today from Bancorp South because they support our free tax program. And so this is just a check presentation that they did. It also helps grow your business at a time when you need to have more ability for people in the community to see you and increase your visibility. It's like free advertising. There are tax advantages to donating if you are able to do that financially. I would encourage you not to go on what you knew from a year ago because the tax law changes all the time. Talk to your accountant, see what's best for you, but there are some tax advantages there. And of course, I love this picture down here in the bottom left. It feels great. It is so good to be a part of community, and we are fortunate to live in a community where a lot of companies embrace that. So that means that if you don't embrace that, then you might not be seen as a viable player. And so there are lots of different ways to do it. Vicki and I work together every 3 to 5 years because Vicki volunteers with us as an excellent professional facilitator for our needs assessment focus groups. And so that's one way that Vicki gives back to the community and to United Way. So if you're small and philanthropy is new to you, don't think philanthropy is Bill Gates, because it's not. It is giving back. And so you can volunteer like Bancorp South and so many others have done with us. There are volunteers, both virtual and social distancing safe out there. Align your philanthropy with your business goals and focus. That's okay. And that's a lovely thing about United Way. We have 42 programs, 35 through our partner agencies and the additional ones, direct service programs, where you can go and see what we're doing in health, in education, in financial stability, and you can gift through us to invest in those organizations in one easy gift. And some people choose to designate to an individual agency or several individual agencies with one transaction. Some of them choose to absolutely give to the whole of United Way, which provides some help for our staff. I will tell you, I argue with people who want to know what administrative costs are. I can tell you our administrative cost is typically between 17 and 20%. The standard for the nonprofit sector is 30. If you look at what your what that fact is for you, then it's probably much higher as a for-profit business. So we're really proud that we try to stretch every dollar and get every dollar out into the community. And the dollars that are spent in our infrastructure are on advocacy and on making our community better in the specific role that United Way plays. And again, use your philanthropy to get exposure. Now, last slide. Am I doing okay on my time, Vicki? Okay, awesome. So you have your own private consultant for this because you may never have thought of this before. And we can help you with that. And so we can help you become a community superhero because that's important for us to empower. We love empowering donors and volunteers of every walk of life. We are not the organization that goes and just courts the big money. We have some big donors and we appreciate them a great deal. But they are not the only ones. Our largest campaign where we raise money through an employee giving focus is public supermarkets. And so our baggers, it's not just the managers, our baggers are giving, our cashiers. Every time I go to shop at Publix, I'm thanking them and I'm telling them a story because they are superheroes. And so that allows small business and folks that are just starting out to find their place with United Way. And we provide lots of tools. So I'm going to tell you about a couple of quick things because the other thing is, don't feel like we're just here with our hand out. We are here to help. And so if you're a very small business and you don't have insurance for your employees as a benefit, we can come alongside your HR focus or you, if you're the HR person, and provide you with some resources like our Family-Wise Drug Discount Program. In 14 years, this United Way has saved $2 million for people on the cost of prescription medications. We just hit that milestone. And so that is available. We can also help connect them with agencies, can help them if they're hitting a bump in the road, either through that public last resort fund or many of the other 27 nonprofits that we work with. A lot of people are looking for childcare right now. We have the answer for that. So if you're in a position where you need some help, don't feel like you can't come and have that conversation with United Way. And last but not least, contact us. We have all of our contact information here. I'll make sure that Vicki has that. Our office, for safety reasons, is only open to tenants and staff right now. But I'm getting ready to jump off a huge group of virtual volunteer opportunities coming into the fall. So you can come and visit us. One of the things that we do have that's another benefit for you is the Volunteer Center of Madison County. I checked last night, 198 different nonprofits are listing their opportunities on that site. So it's a great one-time shop. Go find what you want. You can filter it by agency. You can filter it by date. You can filter it by population served. And you can find just the right place to volunteer in the way that you're comfortable during the pandemic. So thanks, Vicki. I hope that was on time and quick and still was very, very valuable. I'll be sending like a fact sheet kind of that's got the essentials from this to Vicki so she can post it since we're recording this early. And I want everybody to still keep wearing those masks, stay safe, stay healthy, and knock it out of the park.
Thank you again, Cathy, for a wonderful presentation, and any opportunity I have to spend some time with you, even if it's virtually, I love being able to spend time with you. Thank you, Cathy, and we look forward to seeing you the next time that we get together. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining us, and we'll be back on our next Rise occasion.